Michelle Cole, you're the costume designer for Blackish, which wrapped up its 8-season run this spring. But the season didn't just end with a bang. It also started with a bang. So what was it like designing for guest star Michelle Obama right out of the gate in the season premiere
Oh
episode?
my God, it was so amazing. Um, we knew, no one knew. We all knew about 2 months before that she arrived, so there was a lot of discussion with her press secretary and all the people. There was a lot of Zoom calls, so it was really very exciting. But it was hard to keep. It was hard to hold it in, and so that was the hard part. But she was lovely. She was fantastic, and her style
You know,
was too. Hmm.
and I'm assuming she would she contributed a lot of ideas and to her looks.
Yeah, it was. I mean, she was really. She had two changes, and we worked with her stylist, and we told her the colors and things that we had. She knew the script. She knew what the scenes were. So we all collaborated and did a fantastic job. And she's good friends with Tracy Ellis Ross. So so it was like home between them. So it was a wonderful day, wonderful time, and it was a great experience.
And yeah, another thing that strikes me about that episode and about the series in general is, you have all the other members of the family trying to really step it up to impress Michelle Obama,
Hmm.
but it's also, it highlights how much color and vibrancy and, just energy there is in the wardrobe in general. Is that something that's really important to you to have that kind of visual vibrancy when you see these characters?
It is. I think when we did the pilot, I think we established that in the very beginning of the show with Kenya Barris, ABC, and all the executives is that we wanted color, and I didn't live in color, so it wasn't too much farther from in living color too, but it was a lot of color. I love doing it. I love texture, and I just think that this family I think that's what they represented as a black upper class family, was that we do enjoy color as a culture as well. So I think that they look best in it. I think everybody's skin is a comedy with some serious matters that we discuss, but I think it plays well on this show for the last 8 years.
And working on a show with young actors, watching them grow up on the show,
Hmm.
they have their own styles that evolve over time. What would you say, those actors brought into, kind of themselves into the wardrobe process?
It was great. I mean, I have such a great relationship and personal relationship with the young actors on Blackish. And the one thing is they started when they were like 8 and 9 years old and 13 years old. So when they got 16 and 17, I loved listening to them because they had so much to say, and they brought me like sneakers and what was happening. So I had to really keep up. And so especially with Miles and Marcus, them being the young male actors, they brought a lot to the table, and they would make their list before I would start the season each year. They would make their list of what sneakers they wanted, and and so and their colors, and each year it changed because each year they were getting older. So that was the really fun part, is watching them to develop into these young adults. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, speaking of sneakers, there's that one episode during the season that highlights Dre's sneaker collection, and his coworker Griffin, who has his own even better sneaker collection. Is that a wardrobe department thing, or more of a
No, that's a prop. That was
prop department?
yeah. And we're very happy. I mean, we collaborate about that. We have a great prop department, and so, but we did. Everybody pitched in to get all those shoes. So, and when Kenya Barris did the pilot, he had a contact with the shoe department, so we were able to maintain that, because Dre loves sneakers, so that's his thing, and the family loves sneakers. So, but that was a prop master.
And another character on the show who is very distinctive in terms of his style and his personality is Charlie.
Mhm.
What has it been like? Because his looks are even more flamboyant sometimes than other characters. What was it like designing for him and getting to be a little bit bolder?
Oh, Dion Cole is just pretty amazing. It's so much fun to do him in different colors as well. We kind of made him like a Chicago kind of guy, kind of different with his shirts and his vest and his jeans, suede shoes, and so he just has this. He's amazing, and he's an amazing actor. And we kind of wanted. He has a loud personality. He has a little bit of a loud personality and kind of odd. So we kind of wanted to make sure like his clothes were kind of nice, but still there was the colors and the patterns and the hanky. I mean, who wears that? Who wears a hanky in their a pocket square still in 2000 in 2021, 2022? So it's just he's a little bit dated, and that's what we tried. We bought a lot of his clothes. Most of his costumes are from downtown LA. So we shop in the men's stores down there to get that kind of older men vibe, because we wanted to make a difference between him and Dre, where Dre's very, he's Givenchy, Dior, and all of those type of things. And then we made Dion a little bit old school.
And that character gets married to Vivica Fox in one episode. Of course, a wedding episode gives you a chance from a costume department to dress everyone to the nines. Was that one of the more one of the busier episodes for your department?
It was, and again, we had so much fun with her, and she brought so much to the table, and the colors again with the pink suit and everything that she wore. And one of my favorite parts was when they did their dancing scene. That was a lot of fun, working with the dancers, giving them bright colors in their suits and things like that. So, but yeah, that was a lot of fun to do, and she's delightful to work with.
And another episode, of course, where you could like really dress it up is the one where Dre's up for an advertising award. The one thing that stood out to me especially was Tracy's that yellow dress that she wears during that ceremony. It's Tracy Ellis Ross is such a fashionable person, and that really was striking. How much input did what was
dress,
the collaboration?
The yellow dress that had all the different appliques to it. That's the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was amazing on her. She looked great. Her hair looked great. We have such a great hair and makeup department, and so when you do something like that, you're definitely doing head to toe to make her to look that fantastic. I mean, she does the dance scene when they both do the dance scene in the hallway, and she pulls up her dress. It's such a classic Tracy Ellis Ross mode to do. That's what she does, and she has fun with her characters. And we kind of debated about that dress when we were looking at it, and then I said, let's try it, let's go for it. And everybody loved that dress on her, and that was a great one of my highlights for a season, was that dress and the red that she wore during Michelle Obama.
And the series ended with this really joyous kind of jazz funeral. What was that like to design? Because you have a lot of the characters in black, but also still bringing their own personalities to it. What was that like?
It was, that the last show, it was, it was emotional. First of all, it was just an emotional show for all of us. So I think doing that scene and wearing black was still a little bit, it was hard. I had been there for 7 years, the first from the pilot, and then I did 7 seasons with them. And doing it and wearing black, I mean, it even makes me tear up a little bit now, because it was such an emotional show for us. And sorry, but it was a great show. They wanted to wear black, but I think at the end we have a new chapter. So I think that was really great about the show, is that we got to see them wear black and have this in New Orleans kind of, the band and walking in the streets and things, doing that. And yeah, I think the black added the whole setting to our show. But I think the good news is that everybody's going to be okay.
You could tell how much the show meant to you, from the way you talk about it. And congratulations on 8 seasons of it. And it's been a pleasure talking to you about it.
Thank you, Daniel.